Good evening, everyone. How are you? Happy Tuesday. I have so much to share with you tonight. So as you're joining, if you can say hello, you're joining Craft with Ro. My name is Rosemary Massaro. We're going to share with you a ton of inspiration, and we are going to do some fun technique using the Coneflower Celebrations tonight. So looking forward to playing with this. But before we get going on that, I'm going to share with you some scrapbooking workshops that I've put together and absolutely love them. And they look so much better in person when you create them. So very fun. So say hello, tell me where you're from. So first of all, each of our workshops comes with all the page instructions, the cutting guides, all the supplies that you may need, tells you what photos will fit in your project. And this new catalog, we have 4 brand new workshops that are available. So I'm going to share with you the weekend adventures. Check out these beautiful pages. And what's nice about it is it comes with exclusive paper. So not necessarily the same paper that comes in the Designer Series paper pack. So here is page layout 1. Here is page layout 2. So I see we got a lot of you guys joining. Are you not going to say hello to me tonight? Here is page layout 2. So much detail. Sticker sheets, and in this kit you get a ton of punch out dies to add with it. And the only thing really supply that I had to add on my own was this little natural twine thread. That's really it. And then look at this beautiful page, right? This was really fun to create and put these, line these up and put these on. So much detail. And then what's so nice about it is, and I will plan on it, but I haven't yet, I have all these stickers left over, and I have all this paper left over, including patterned paper, that I can create at least another single, but most likely a double page layout. So that is our weekend adventures. And then I'm going to share with you our celebratory sips workshop, and then we'll get creating some of these beautiful cards, and I'm going to walk you through on how I created these cards. Okay, so again, the Celebrate Together comes with its own workshop. And then look at these beautiful, bright, very cheerful pages. Again, a ton of detail. Stickers. You have your punch out dies as well. Adds a lot of dimension. Love this page layout. Look at all this detail here. All these punch outs come with it. And then you have stickers, journal boxes. And I don't know if it's just the color on here, but this is one of my favorites as well. Sip Sip Hooray. Again, so much detail. And all these workshops are very reasonable. It comes with everything, virtually everything you need. The only thing you need is dimensionals and adhesive. So, which one is your favorite? The Celebration Together or the Weekend Adventure? Let me know what you think. Okay, so here we have our coneflower, and I don't know why I always want to call this the cornflower, and I think I've always thought it was called a cornflower, but it's actually a coneflower. So here is the stamp set, right? The stamp set is 165247. It is available in the bundle. It has all these beautiful stamps, and then it has a ton of coordinating dies. And this die is really fun. I'm going to share with you what I did with it, but it's got the butterfly, it's got the nose of the flower, it's got this beautiful die cut, it's got this fun little accent piece as well that you can use as the stem if you want, and then detailed leaves. So you can do a plain leaf and stamp, or you can add some additional dimension to it. So love, love, love this stamp set. So here is the first card that I created. And as you can see, I created it as a double layer, right? Added some additional coloring just with a blending brush, right? And look how cool this is. This is this double die that I shared with you. And I put in here, I'm sorry I missed your special day. Let's extend the celebration. And then you open it up and it says happy belated birthday. But how cute is that to be able to create and put your own little message on the inside and then open it up. Then I had fun and I just did some stamping and using some blending marks, and all I did was stamp for the images, you know, each side, did a little trimming after I did some coloring, added some embellishments, and says, I love that I've always known you for so many birthdays. And I did not put anything inside there. This, I featured working on these beautiful dies, and I did the white on white, and all I did was take this portion of it, of this double side, right? And I just used half of it. And then obviously I can use the other half, which I probably did on one of my other cards that I created. So here it's just dies, white on white, made it bright and cheery. Look at the details on these leaves. Now, I wasn't thinking when I did this one to use our tone-on-tone cardstock. That would have been perfect. All you had to do is flip it over. Here's that little round circle die that I just tucked a little bit underneath here. So, very fun card to create. And then last but not least, I took our Forever Plaid embossing folder, which is still available. And I did some watercoloring. This is all watercolor, and that's what we're going to do tonight. I added the little butterfly there. Fussy cut out the It's Your Day. And we are going to recreate this card tonight. And we're going to do some watercoloring, little watercolor with watercolor pencils. So you guys can imagine what your challenge is going to be for this week. I have pre-cut mostly everything. I couldn't pre-cut mostly everything because we have to do some coloring. But I did pre-stamp everything that we're going to need for this card. And then I pre-cut. I did my embossed Forever Plaid. I'm so glad they are not discontinuing it. Although I did not check out, there is a bunch of Last Chance items that were just added today. So go to the website and check out the Last Chance items. I'm not really quite sure what's been added there. I haven't had a chance. Many of you guys know I am teaching a class to 12, 7 to 11-year-old children. It's been very fun, and needless to say, keeps me on my toes, and my legs are really tired. So I actually might sit down and work on doing this coloring. I'm going to show you a little trick. So I keep this. I got this little case on Amazon. And I have this side as colored pencils, and I have this side as my watercolor pencils. So we're going to go to watercolor pencils. And I think I have 2 layers of watercolor pencils. I have purchased all of them from Stampin' Up. And we're just going to play with some watercoloring. My camera, guys, has frozen up. So if you guys are communicating with me, I do not see any of it at all. But I'm going to share with you some tricks on watercoloring and how to get the best out of your watercolor. I keep very little water on my brush. I do very little squeezing of the brush when I go to apply, and I'll go to show you that as well. I think we're going to go with our Melon Mambo, and we're going to go with these colors, and we're going to add some accent with our Fresh Freesia, and I probably am going to add another color with this and bring some more color in with our little butterfly. So what I want to share with you is I do not fill in all the white spots. I leave white open, and I like to cover each of the lines. And we're going to just bring it down, continue to bring down. Like going through all the lines. And then we're going to do our best to pull in the color from these lines. Now, there's different ways, and people like different gradients. I am going to try to create a little bit of a gradient look here. I try to go a little bit heavier on the bottom part and just really cover all of our lines. And what's nice about it is if something's not coming out as clear, or you want it to be a little bit darker in shade, you can always bring your pencil back to it, providing you don't put too much water on the paper. Now, I am not doing this on our watercolored cardstock, but Stampin' Up does carry a really nice Stampin' Up watercolor cardstock. But because I go really light on my water, I don't really need it. But what's nice about it is this does take a lot of the absorption of water from your card. So here I'm just going to bring this down. Oops, see, I forgot to cover all the lines. And I'm going to just bring the water in. And this is going to create a gradient look so that it's not all dark and heavy in one color. It's going to bring some different shading to it. And I'm just pulling, as you guys can see, I'm not squeezing any of the water out. I'm keeping this as dry as possible and bringing the color. And I tend to, when I watercolor, I don't know why, I'll come down a little bit, but I see myself pushing it up and bringing it up more than I would if I was normally coloring. So we're just grabbing this. So I'm going to add a little bit more pencil to the bottom. I like to put it a little bit heavier on the bottom of my leaves. It gives me a little bit more to pull up, and it makes it a little bit darker on the bottom part. Now, if you want it to be a little bit lighter in areas, then you're just going to add more water. And usually when I do add more water, I will squeeze it out on my paper towel nearby. But like I said, I like it to be, I like painting with a little bit drier of a brush. And I'm just pulling the color from the lines that I have drawn on here. So this is the technique that I'm going to use for my flower. I may go a little bit lighter, and I think I'm going to go with a double color on my leaves. Just pulling this up, bringing it in. And I think this way makes it look more like it's watercolored, and that's my intention. And I forgot to put some color on the bottom here. So my camera on my tablet is completely off now, so I can't see you guys, but I hope you guys are watching me. Let me know your thoughts. Do you like watercoloring? I think it's any kind of coloring for me is very therapeutic. I just love it. I think it's calming, it's relaxing. And any of my stark lines, I'm just going to go back over and kind of pick up and blend. Perfect, right? So now we need to bring in a color for the top here. And I think I'm going to go with a camel brown on here. This is like, oh, it's Cajun Craze. Let me see. Yeah, I think that might work. And here, I'm not going to leave any white. I'm going to color this in. And I am going to go a little bit on the heavier side so that when I add the water, it's going to bring it to just be a little bit lighter. So it really is all based on the effect that you want. I'm going to clean off my brush so we don't get any of the Melon Mambo on here. And just softly blending that in. And next we can do our green leaves. And I think I'm going to use these two colors. I think one's the Granny Apple Green and the other is Garden Green. So I am going to take the Garden Green and fill in just the lines. And we're going to watch these two colors blend together. And then we're going to bring in the Granny Apple. Lightly color that in. And then here, I'm going to go a little bit heavier, right around the edges. Kind of bring some up here. So I was going to get your guys' opinion on what color I should do my butterfly. So I'm thinking maybe doing it pink and purple. Should we do some blue? Let me see if I can get you guys logged on again on my tablet. There I am. Oh, and you guys are there. I can see you. Okay, so now that I can see your comments, tell me what color you guys would like to see me do my butterfly. Or let's say our butterfly. So I'm just going to bring this in softly. See how nicely these colors complement each other? And then we're going to bring down, let it add some different shading to it. So keep in mind that when you are coloring, you want to use our Momentum black ink or an all intense black ink. Now I've stamped these yesterday, so the ink is definitely dry on here and won't smudge, but depending on what ink you're using to stamp your images, make sure that it's not going to bleed at all. There we go. Let me see. Any comments on my... Nope. I do not see color choices. So, I guess you guys are going to leave it up to me. But it looks like I'm frozen again. I rebooted our internet. I do not know what's going on. I keep getting connectivity errors. So, I think that's what's happening on my tablet as well. So, I think we're going to go with purple and this lighter pink on our butterfly. And I'm going to go with black for his body. So let's just color that black in really lightly. And then we're going to go with some purple. And I'm just randomly picking sections of his wing. I guess I could bring in a third color, but I'm going to keep them simple. So at this place where I'm doing the crafts for kids, they literally have a flower garden. It's a butterfly garden. And you should see all the butterflies that are flying around. So every day I take the kids out for a break. I get them to run energy, just a ton of energy. So they definitely are keeping me busy. And like I said, my legs are really, really tired. So I'm just going to every single one. Every other one on here. And then we're going to bring these colors together. I might need to add a little more color, but I think I have enough going right around the edges there to bring this nicely together. And then we're going to take the die cuts, and I'm going to bring my die cut machine in. We're going to die cut these guys out, and we're going to assemble the card. And you guys are aware of the BOGO sale that's going on right now. So any item of a previous or current brand new suite collection, so it could be any product that's in there, you can buy one and get one half price. And they don't have to be from the same suite, as long as they are from the suite collection, any suite collection. So say you like two different DSPs, one from one and one from another. You can buy one and get the second DSP at half price. Same with stamp sets. Or you can buy the full suites and get one full suite at half price. I actually had the opportunity to order from our online exclusives for July that are coming out. And I did not think that they were going to offer it on our online exclusives, and they did. So I was able to get two suites and one of them at half price. I did have to place a separate order because it's picking up any other items that are in there. So, for example, I had some embellishments that were on the online exclusives, and they picked the lower of the two prices. So I'm like, well, that's not a wise choice. So I just placed a separate order for the suites. And I ended up saving like $40-something, $44, I think. So, all right, let me bring my machine in and we will die cut these and we'll get this card together. So I'm loving my machine. I loved my Close to My Heart machine, don't get me wrong, but this one from an embossing standpoint, it is so much easier, smoother, no hiccups, not hard to push through. So, but here we're gonna try to cut as much as possible. I'm gonna grab some washi tape. I'm gonna grab this washi tape. Tammy bought me this little dispenser here. I'm not sure where she got it. Tammy, our team member. And I love it. Okay, so on here, you do need to note that if you're only stamping the one side, one of the sides fits better than the other. And this is the side that fits better than the other. So we're going to have to bring this down like this. I'm going to tape this down so it doesn't move. And we're going to do our leaf. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. And grab our other leaf. Grab our little butterfly. This is called mass production die cutting. And then we just got to grab our stem. And I'm going to do my best to die cut. This might be off a little one. This one, we'll see. See if I can get this all to fit on. I knew when I stamped this just a little too close. Okay. I'm gonna get this running through. Perfect. Move this out of the way. Got our little butterfly. Got our little cone holder there. And we just need one more leaf to pop out. And I don't know about you, but I will recycle this washi tape until it stops sticking. I'm going to move these over here. And we are going to create. So the first thing I want to do, I love this Forever Plaid embossing folder. But I'm going to put some color on the back of it, background. And I just noticed I did not bring over any adhesive or dimensional, so I'm going to grab that. I'm going to stamp off so I don't get any big splotches. But I'm also going to just use a gentle pressure on here. And just add some color in the background of here. So you guys know what your challenge is going to be. It's going to be pulling out your watercolor paints or your watercolor pencils and creating either a card or a page layout. That includes watercoloring. Look at my fingers, guys. This is from teaching the kids, and I've already scrubbed them. They are really struggling with opening up these ink pads, and that's not been fun. So I don't know how I just got purple over here, but I'm pretty sure it's not from my very stained fingers. So a really good trick is tonight, before I get in the shower, I'm going to take a pumice brush, and it'll come right off. All right. So let me grab some adhesive and some dimensionals. And there we go. So we need to trim this guy off. And we're going to add some dimensionals on here. I hate that I can't see what you guys are saying. Really frustrates me. And I am live again. Brenda, you should have gotten, if your stamp sets were a part of a suite collection, then you should have gotten the discount. If one of them was not a part of a suite collection, you won't get the discount. It has to be a part of a suite, whether it's the new product, because you're a demonstrator, or old online exclusives, you should have. And if you didn't, you need to, I highly recommend that you reach out to demonstrator support. So, like this cornflower is not a part of a suite collection. So this ended up cutting out pretty good, the stem. So I'm going to just tuck that underneath there, bring it down, and we're going to so I did not cut this one very well, so I'm going to trim it a little. Sometimes I don't like a lot of white around my die cuts anyway. Anybody else feel the same way? So I'm going to bring that up like here. And this guy I'm going to bring and tuck him underneath like that. I think our butterfly needs a dimensional. And we're going to go just like here. Perfect. And I'm going to try to cover up a little bit of my boo-boo here. Look at that. Well, let's put it on straight, but there you go. See? And we're going to mount this right to our card base. And I love when it's white on white. And all else fails, I can always add some additional dimensionals to cover up any of my bloops. So there you guys go. How pretty is that? these are all the sentiments that come within there. Again, I'll show you what I previously made, right? How cute is this? Pops right open, a little card on the outside, and then a message on the inside, happy belated birthday. And I'm so glad because I don't have a happy belated birthday stamp set any longer. Here, just fun, very fall looking, but I love the concept of doing multi-stamping. And then I took our blends. This is Daffodil Delight. It could be Crushed Curry. And then I took our Cajun Craze and just did some nice shadowing and coloring there. And then on this one, I just played with all the different dyes here. Did some multi-stamping on the background here. Just took the stamp and did multiple stamping on the base of this card, this layer. This is one of the new embossing folders, and they come to a pack. Oh my gosh, what are they called? It's part of the celebratory sips embossing, but you get 2 of them, and I think they're like $9 for both of them. It's a pretty good deal. So just add a little bit of ribbon there. So that's it, guys. Don't forget about our BOGO sale that we got going on. Don't forget about those new online exclusives. I'll be sharing with you 2 new kits that came out. One's a card kit. It's a pop-up pal card kit. So cute. And there's another one that's a scrapbooking workshop. And then I will see you next Tuesday. And your challenge for this week is to create something using your watercolors, either watercolor paint or your watercolor pencils. If I missed any comments or questions, I will get back to you. If you want to watch a replay of this, I will be uploading it to my YouTube channel. Again, it's Craft with Ro. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.